Most diet goals are completely backwards, and they usually set you up to fail before you even start. Let me show you what I mean. We'll use weight loss as an example because I think it demonstrates the problem really well. This is usually how people set a weight loss goal. They look at what they weigh right now, let's say 200 pounds, and then they pick some goal weight like 150. Usually that number is kind of arbitrary. Maybe they used to weigh that much. Maybe it just sounds good. Maybe someone online said that's what they should weigh. But they pick the outcome first before taking true stock of how realistic the changes they need to make are going to be. Then they download some calorie tracking app or start a diet plan and put in their goal weight. And the app says, if you want to weigh 150 pounds, this is how many calories you should eat. And then it usually goes one step further because everyone wants fast results. It will say, you should eat even less and get there faster. Then you'll add more food back in once you reach your target weight, which is completely backwards. If you want to weigh 150 pounds, why are you eating like a 130-pound person? Of course you're starving. Of course you're miserable. Of course you can't sustain it. Right now, your body is used to supporting someone who weighs 200 pounds. Then all of a sudden, you're trying to force yourself into eating like someone significantly smaller overnight and hoping motivation carries you through? That doesn't work for anybody long term. And this is where I think people get goal setting backwards. Instead of focusing on the outcome first, focus on the changes that move you toward the outcome. Not, I need to lose 50 pounds. More like, what's one small change I could make that I could realistically sustain? That's a very different question. Maybe right now your breakfast is toast and peanut butter every morning. No problem. But instead of completely overhauling your diet, maybe you just make one change. I'm going to eat more protein at breakfast. That's it. Instead of 2 pieces of toast with peanut butter, you have 1 cup of egg whites and 1 piece of toast with peanut butter instead. Small change. You're probably not even going to notice it that much, except you'll probably feel full for longer, which is helpful. You won't be obsessing over food all day. You won't feel constantly restricted. You won't feel like you're on a diet because you're not. You're just eating slightly differently, and maybe after a month or two, you'll lose 2 or 3 pounds. Not 30 pounds, not some dramatic transformation, just a little bit. But now you weigh 197 instead of 200 all the time. And more importantly, your life still feels manageable, and that matters a lot. Then maybe a little later, you notice something else. You snack on nuts a lot during the day, and you think, well, nuts are healthy, which they are if you eat like 6 of them. But most people aren't eating 6 almonds. They're eating 2 or 3 giant handfuls, which is somewhere between 400 and 600 calories, especially if you have the big hands. So maybe you sub in hummus and vegetables instead. Half the calories, quadruple the volume of food. That's a step in the right direction. So instead of trying to become the perfect clean eater overnight, you just have to make another small change. Now you're full longer. You're eating less without really trying, and you didn't radically change your life to do it. And then, over time, another few pounds come off. Then another few, then a few more. But then your weight loss stalls, which is fine because this is where things get interesting. Most programs would call this next part a plateau, like it's some kind of an emergency. You need to cut more calories. You need to work harder. You need to be more disciplined. But maybe your body isn't broken or stubborn. In fact, plateaus like these are fine. Maybe your life is just stabilizing around your new normal. You're lighter than before. You feel better than before. And the changes you've made have been so small, it doesn't even feel difficult anymore. That's not failure, that's progress. You're lighter, but it doesn't even feel like you've really changed very much. You're not constantly thinking about food. You're not trying to find a loophole. You're not white-knuckling your way through the day hoping motivation shows up. You just eat a little differently now. And that's a really important distinction, and everything feels manageable. Just stay there for a bit. There's nothing wrong with that. And if later you decide, you know what? I think I could handle another change. Then you add another one. Maybe instead of snacking on chips at night, you make some Greek yogurt with chocolate protein powder and frozen cherries, which is almost as good as chocolate cherry ice cream. Almost. Close enough to be a pretty good substitute anyway. Or maybe you start doing 1 set of push-ups every morning. Not a full workout, not a 90-minute transformation plan, just 1 set. And the goal isn't the number, just doing them is. This is where the structure of the goal starts to change. Because instead of forcing yourself into some arbitrary outcome, you start focusing on building a lifestyle you can sustain. That's the shift. You stop obsessing over the outcome and start paying attention to the behaviors. You stop trying to reinvent yourself overnight and start building systems that fit your life. And the interesting thing is, even small changes can feel a little hard at first, but after a while, you barely even notice that you've changed anything. It's not this constant fight with yourself anymore. It's just how you live. And maybe you never reach the exact number you originally picked. Maybe you never get to 150 pounds. But maybe, without really suffering through it, you get to 175. And that 25 pounds stays off for years because the lifestyle supporting it is sustainable. That's a much bigger win than losing 50 pounds for 3 months and then gaining it all back again. Most people think getting healthier means completely changing their life, but most lasting change happens the opposite way. One small change at a time, repeated long enough that it becomes who you are. That's the real goal. Not forcing yourself into some perfect lifestyle for 6 weeks, but slowly building one that you can live with 6 years from now. If you found this helpful, you'll probably like this next video too, because we're going to talk about why most people rely too heavily on motivation and why that usually falls apart the second your real life gets in the way. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time.